I ran out the door and I didn't even know what I was saying. I was like, ma'am. And she has one leg in the car, about ready to she could have gotten away. One leg in, one leg out. And I say, ma'am, and she looks at me and I say, you forgot to pay for your groceries. Knowing full well that she was trying to steal it, and she knew she was stealing it. And what's amazing to me is that she could have gotten in the car and ran off, but she didn't. She got out, she turned around, and she came back. And so I walked with her, and it was the far entrance of the store. So we had to walk quite a ways to get back down to the self-checkout where I was stationed and working that day. And so my break was basically over. Anyway, so I'm walking with her. I took her around kind of the long way to walk her back to the checkout. And I just started sharing with her, and I said, yeah, I see that you have a bunch of food in your basket. And she's like, oh, yeah. She's like, oh, it's just lunch stuff for my kids. And I said, I know what it's like to struggle. And I said, I'm a single mom, and, I've been there. I know what it's like to be hungry. I know what it's like to have nothing. And I said, I just want you to know that Jesus sees you, and he understands you, and he loves you. And I walked her over to the self-checkout, and I began ringing up her stuff, and she's just looking at me like in shock, like what's going to happen. I think she was probably nervous that she's going to be in trouble or something. And as I finished ringing up her stuff, I reach in my pocket and I pull out my own food stamp card that only had $200 on it to pay for me and my 2 kids' food for the month. And I paid for her food instead. And I just said, don't worry, Jesus loves you, and have a blessed day. And she just stared at me like, what the heck? Like, what's going on? And she said, thank you. And then she left. I never reported it to management.